As we look to celebrate Black History Month, it's also an important time to look to the future and to focus on health as well as wellness. CEO and publisher of the official Black magazine, Michael Cox, joining us along with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Thanks so much for being here.
Absolutely. Good morning. Happy Tuesday.
Yes, you as well. Black History Month here. We're all excited about that. So we know that you two are keeping the conversation on mental health here in the forefront. That's so important right now. Michael, we're going to start with you. Boy, you've been busy here. You're making history each time we talk with you. This publication is growing. And the name has changed a little as well, right? Can you get us up to date here?
Yes, the name has changed because I wanted to make sure it reflected that it's all about African American stories all around the nation, so it's all about branding, and that way everyone can feel connected to the publication at large. So that's where the name change came. There's always still some love for San Diego with the name, but we have to connect with everybody else.
And talk about the growth that you've seen here too.
Oh man, the growth has been crazy. We're a monthly publication now, so we're on our 10th issue coming out in February, and so it's just great. We're in 25 markets so far. I would have never thought opening up a business in a pandemic, being able to thrive, just talking about African American stories. That's the best part. I just love being able to talk about it from our social, cultural, historical perspective in a light where it just shines us.
Yeah. It's nice to meet a fellow storyteller, right? We love telling those stories. Look, the pandemic here, the last few years, concerns over mental health really increasing. Can you tell us how the magazine, official Black magazine, is helping readers out?
Yes, definitely. When you go to the website, you'll see we have a mental health section now dedicated to that. And it's going to be not only for Black History Month, but going forever, because we realize seeing so many people on a local to high profile level, people committing suicide and different things. Recent studies have shown that it's actually becoming the second leading cause of death for African American adolescents between 10 and 19. So for us, it's all about how to have articles on identifying it, how to make sure you understand it, how you can help manage it, how you can help ask for help. No one situation is the same like a snowflake. So you have to make sure that we have all the resources there for them, and also highlighting African American psychologists, life coaches like Dr. Bryant and others, so that they can feel that way, because sometimes you really need someone from your community to talk to you because they understand exactly where you're going, what you're going through, and where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's a great transition to Dr. Bryant here. Let's bring her into the equation. When do you need help? When do you know you need that help, Dr. Bryant? And how do you offer help to loved ones who are struggling?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to add on to what Michael said, Eric. It is absolutely important that there's cultural competence involved when any individual is receiving treatment, receiving coaching. It's very important. The suicide rate, unfortunately, has gone up 6.6 every single year in Black girls. Suicide used to be, if we're going to be transparent, used to be a white thing, but unfortunately, it's not. It has gone up by 47% in Black males, 59% in Black females. And it has decreased in white males. Now, obviously, the goal is to decrease suicide across the board, regardless of the race, right, or gender. But the fact that the numbers in the Black community are raising shows that there is a lack of psychoeducation. There's a lack of resources, which is what Michael's magazine does a phenomenal job with, providing resources. Another thing is, you mentioned about how do they get help? Well, you got to be educated on what your symptoms are. You have to be educated on what mental health issues look like on a particular community. Mental health looks different on the Black community than it does in the Caucasian community, in the Latin community. It looks different. We all have our different cultural competence, and we all have our different symptoms. And so we have to be educated on that, because as a Black young girl or boy growing up in the inner city or in any area for that sake, who has certain symptoms and don't know how to identify with that, they won't know to identify with themselves that they do need help in those areas. And so if you don't know you need help, guess what? You don't ask for help.
Yeah,
and
right.
That's the issue.
Right, you got to get educated. You got to look for those signs. Anything else people can do, doctor, to try to intervene when they do see something that's of concern?
100%. I think that it's always really, really, really important to not be afraid to have that conversation. Let's start to normalize therapy. Let's normalize asking for help. Let's start to reach out across cultures, especially within our own community, the Black community, and saying, listen, how are you feeling today? What's going on with you? Let's not just let things sit there and be still. If somebody has the lights turned off in their room, sometimes they need a hand on turning that light switch back on. And we have to be able to make time for each other, because isolation breeds depression. And more than anything, Eric, the most important thing is psychoeducation. And really quick, that is not just the teachers,
Yeah.
the life coach, psychologist jobs. That is also the parents' job. That's part of parenting, to educate yourself so you can educate your kiddos and say, listen, baby, this is what anxiety looks like. This is what depression looks like. And if this shows up in you, you make sure you tell mom, you tell a teacher, you tell anyone that you can talk to who can help you, because we want to get to you. And we need to be able to prevent, because oftentimes, Eric, intervention is too late.
Right.
And that's why the suicide rate is rising, because folks are not getting intervention. And prevention, once the lights are off, oftentimes folks can't find that light switch to turn it back on.
Yeah, Michael, the doctor touched on it. This is so important. We got to run here, but just give you the last word on why you decided to shine a light on mental health in the magazine there.
Oh, I think it's necessary. It's a no-brainer for us. You know, it's something that we have to do. We have to continuously do. I believe it's something that, as a Black publication, any Black outlet platform, it's imperative that we do it continuously until the numbers decrease to a rate that we don't see it being a kind of an issue.
I know you guys are going to have a lot of good articles coming up here with Black History Month. Where can people get a hold of the magazine?
Oh, they can go to www.theofficialblackmagazine.com. They can go there, purchase it. It's $20, or just peruse the articles and share those articles. That's really it. You know, don't even worry about purchasing the magazine. Thank you. That's great for sales, but make sure you share those resources on Black mental health awareness. Dr.
Bryant and Michael, thanks so much for your time here this morning. We sure appreciate it. Such an important conversation for us to have. And yes, we really need to get educated, and the community can never be too educated on this topic. That's for sure. Thanks again for coming on the show.
Thanks, Eric.
Have a great morning.